And welcome to the Barry Foster Show, coming to you from the Ridge Floor Studios in the City of Charm, beautiful downtown Avon Park. If you have any thoughts, ideas, or suggestions, please put them in the comments below. If you'd like to become a sponsor, just send me an email at thebarryfostershow@gmail.com, and you can we'll send you a rate card. On the phone, we have Johnny Fratto, who is the president, general manager, and dictator for life from MAGA Beer. Johnny, good to have you with us, my friend.
Hey, very good to be here, Barry. How you doing today?
Pretty good. Can you tell me what? When did you decide to get into the brewery business, and become and start the MAGA Beer organization?
Yeah, actually, I know the exact day and time. It was July 9th, 2024, and I was headed to a Trump rally in Doral, Florida, which is right outside of Miami. And, it was me, my wife, a guy named Chuck Colesto that's a big influencer on X, and my other partner, who's a co-founder of the company, Dave Schaffel. And by the way, this is the Trump rally right before the Butler won 4 days later. So that's why I remember it so well. And we see a Bud Light sign. And we all start talking about Bud Light and the fact that they betrayed all their customers and put a transvestite on their can. And so I just got the idea, and I don't know why, I just started going, MAGA Beer, MAGA Beer. And I thought it was funny. And I was like, wow, that would actually probably work. I'm like, I wonder if the trademark is taken. So I went and looked, and it was. And so I contacted the gentleman that had the trademark, which was an orthopedic surgeon up in Michigan. And I said, what are you doing with this? He's like, I'm doing nothing with it. I'm doing 9 surgeries a day. I don't have time. I said, well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to turn it over to me. I'm going to give you some equity in the company, and I'm going to make a real ball game out of it. So that's exactly what happened. He gave me the trademark, and now we're off to the races. Now we got MAGA Beer. And it only took about a year and change to bring it to where it is now. And we just got national distributors on board. We're going to be in probably around 15 states very soon. And it's been a wild ride.
Have you at all ever been involved with the brewery business? Is this new territory for you? I've never been involved in any sort of alcohol, drinks business, food business, nothing. It's very brand new. Although my grandfather was in the beer business, which it's a strange thing that I am. It's something I never thought I'd be a part of. But I'm loving every minute of it. I can tell you that. I was in the entertainment business forever. TV producer, now running for Congress here in Florida's District 19. And, I never thought I'd be anywhere near the beer business, but I'm loving it because, MAGA's never really had a brand to rally around. Sure, you can buy a hat or a shirt or a tchotchke, but no, MAGA's never had a real brand to get behind. And that's what I'm giving them. So that's why I really love this so much. So did you have to look up a brewmaster or somebody to make a brew for you to begin to produce it?
Yeah, actually. So what happened was I was speaking at the Naples Republican Club one night, and I met a gentleman, an Englishman, who's now our CEO. His name is Richard Davies. And Richard's been in the alcohol business for 35 years, had a couple of exits, and knows his stuff. And thank God I found him, and it was just a random coincidence that I found him. He liked what I had to say because he's a very MAGA guy himself, even though he's a Brit. And he said, let me take you out to dinner. So my wife and him and his wife went out to dinner. And he said, well, what are you doing? I said, well, I got MAGA Beer. He's like, MAGA Beer? He's like, I'm in the alcohol business. I didn't even know. He just liked what I had to say politically. So then I ended up making him my CEO. He found the Brewmaster, which is a company called Brew Hub in Lakeland, Florida. And they did a very good job. It took us about 13 iterations to get to the formula that we arrived at. And it's very good because here's the thing. I didn't want it to be a gimmick. People will look at it and go, MAGA Beer. Oh, okay. I love the way it looks and it's a nice gimmick, but it had to taste good. So I want people to keep coming back. And that's what I made sure. It took us about 4 months to get the right formula. So, yeah.
So how many of you did it take to come up with a formula that you liked, that you thought would be a good seller?
It was me, Richard Davies, who I was just speaking about, my partner, Dave Schaffel, my wife, Chuck Colesto, my wife's brother, and then the people that actually worked at the brewery, probably about 10 of us, I would say.
You've carried the MAGA theme through it because it appears that the ingredients are
about it all as America sourced as possible.
Oh yeah, everything is sourced right here in America. Down to the cans, down to everything. We're 100% American. Nothing sourced from anywhere uh, outside the USA.
Did you help with the design of the can? Is that part and parcel what you did?
Well, I think I gave them good direction, and all I told the people that designed the can were, "Look, I want this to feel old school. I want you, when you look at this can, to feel like you're back in the '60s, '70s, '80s, whatever it is. I want it to have that feel when America was amazing, and we're making America great again. So I wanted to take it back to the old school." And I give all the credit to Richard Davies, actually our CEO, who found the marketing company who created the look of the can, and they are amazing people. So they did all that. I gave them the direction, and they executed flawlessly.
Well, the marketing is great. Your slogan is "It's a taste of freedom," and it goes on from there. I mean, the marketing is just spectacular.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, I mean, I really feel like it was so crazy because the marketing company, when they first sent me the first mock-ups, and there was like, I think 15 of them. They were all excellent. Like every single one was fantastic. But the one we arrived at, we kind of combined a few of the ones that they had, and then we got where we are. And there's still a couple tweaks for the next cans as well. Now that we know, but I think we're almost there.
Well, for as new as you are, you've already won a bronze medal for the beer, for the taste of it.
Yeah, well, my CEO Richard is I guess I don't know what you'd call it, like one of those expert people that goes up on panels and is always a judge for different alcohols. So he entered MAGA Beer into a beer tasting contest, and yeah, we already got the bronze on that. Now, honestly, I think we should have had the gold. To be perfectly honest with you, they might have had a live judge somewhere in there. Okay, I can tell you that because everybody loves it, and they really do. I mean, it genuinely is delicious.
Well, I might be able to spot the deep gold color, but I'm not sure I could have the nuance of the nutty toasted malt aroma and the mild caramel with an amber sweetness. That I just say it tastes good, just that.
I mean, do you ever wonder if people are making that like it's like I can't either. It's like is my palate just so unrefined that I'm like a child that I might as well be drinking whatever, and these people are going, yeah, I can taste every last ingredient. It's like, can you really, or are you just a BSer?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, so have you test marketed this? Have you released this in other places and try to get feedback from the public? Because the can's going to sell for sure, but if it's terrible beer, they'll sell like one can as a souvenir. Have you test marketed this?
Well, we have not even launched on the shelves yet. We are going to be in Seed to Table here in Naples in about a week and a half. We're going to have an amazing setup there. It's going to be very funny. But I'll tell you this: we've sponsored a lot of different events, and the turnout is always amazing, and people fall in love with it. But the real telltale thing was we took it to the National Beer Wholesalers Association, the National Beer Convention in Las Vegas about 2.5 weeks ago, and booth was nice, but it was like the cheapest one there. I mean, we might have spent, a few $1,000 on it. There were other booths there that spent, 50,000, 60,000. But let me tell you something. We were the belle of the ball. I brought 6 large suitcases of merch with me. I thought I'd be bringing some back here to Naples with me. It was all gone in 2.5 hours, and it's a 2-day show. So I had nothing left for day 2, and everybody just kept coming back saying how good it was. We picked up more than 80 distributors nationwide over those 2 days. So, yeah, man, the response is incredible. And I'm talking about blue states. I'm talking about, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, California, Illinois, Minnesota, places that you would never think that MAGA Beer would belong to. But yet, here we are. It's amazing.
Are you feel like you're riding a bull? I mean, the word is spreading on this pretty quickly. Are you just going to have to hang on while this thing takes off underneath you?
I mean, that's the worry, I mean, and we have a couple breweries now. So not only Brew Hub, but we just found a big brewer up in Wisconsin to be able to handle way more volume because like I said, 82 distributors nationwide and more coming every day. it's the only worry is, are we going to be able to keep up? And obviously we're going to, because we have to. But yeah, man, I mean, it's pretty wild. And now we're talking to another company. I won't say their name yet. I don't know if they want me to. That's we're collabing on the merch side, and the merch is going to be. I mean, just wait till you see, man. It's going to be a thing of beauty. Let me just say that.
Well, the merchandise that I've seen on your website, the hats, the shirts, the sliders, it all looks it's very professionally done, and it looks like something that people want to wear to the beach, wear to the concert.
That's phase one. Now that we have this collab going on with this new company that makes it, it's going to take whatever we have and make it look, like you'll see. It's going to be like, wow. We're going to the next level. It's going to be amazing.
And so now we're in Florida right now. I'm in beautiful Avon Park, Florida, which is maybe an hour drive from Lakeland. So if I wanted to buy a 6-pack of it, I can't quite get it yet. Do you have any kind of a release date?
Well, and here's our problem is that, we're in the queue for state licensing, and the government shutdown has affected us. We're not able to get our license to sell into the stores until the government shutdown ends, and we can get that. However, for a few places, we're going to be able to piggyback off of another license and release it that way, at least until until the government shutdown is over and we can get this license. So that has affected us.
Oh, that's a federal thing. That's not a state thing.
I think I'm pretty sure it's a federal thing, but Richard, our CEO, is the one that deals with all those things. I don't, so I can't speak on it with any sort of authority, but I know that the government shutdown is affecting us. I don't know if it's a federal or state. It's but like I said, he's dealing with all that.
So do you plan to send a 6-pack to the White House and send it up to President Trump?
Well, listen to me. If President Trump can have a piece of the company if he'd like, okay, I'd be more than happy to give it to him. Screw, a 6-pack. I'll send him. I'll send him. Whatever he wants. I know the man doesn't drink, but he throws amazing parties, and I'm sure that he would love MAGA beer being served at him. So that's one, and two. There's actually a pro-life event that Laura Trump is hosting here in Naples tomorrow night at the Naples Grand Hotel. And MAGA Beer will be one of the sponsors there and there. So, hopefully she takes a can of it to our guy. I'm praying.
I can see it being the official beer of the new ballroom. Can't you see that?
Are you kidding me? It lends itself completely to the new ballroom. I mean, yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Come on. There should be just a case on every table, I think.
Johnny, one nice thing about this is that you've gotten involved with the American Development Advocates, a veterans organization, and as this grows, donations to the veterans are going to go, and that's a great tie-in.
Well, yeah, we got to give back. I mean, especially to the people that matter most, and veterans have been treated so poorly in the last few decades. It's almost unconscionable. I lived in California for a long time, and you drive down certain streets that it was all veterans, especially along San Vicente Boulevard in Brentwood in Los Angeles. It was all veterans, and here's a bunch of guys that served our country that risked their lives for us, that risked their limbs for us, and they're homeless on the street. And to me, that is one of the worst travesties there is. I mean, my grandfather was a Korean War vet. So I had the utmost respect for him growing up, and just an amazing guy he was. And to think that anybody served our country and gets the short end of the stick is just not right to me. So that's why we want to make sure we give back to the people that gave the most.
Johnny, one thing I want to mention here is that in addition to being the new beer baron of Florida, you are also running for office. You're running for Byron Donalds' seat as he runs for governor. You want to step into that congressional seat?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we need as many people in Congress to back up President Trump's MAGA agenda. He needs a MAGA majority in Congress. And really, like I always say, how many people in Congress really are on the MAGA side? A lot of them go along to go along because they know, hey, if I don't do this, I'm not going to get reelected. But, if Trump was out of office, how many of them would go right back to their uniparty establishment ways? Probably the vast majority. We need guys like myself in Congress that go, hey, I truly believe in this agenda, and we got to carry it forward long after President Trump. And that's the honest to God truth. We're in the second American Revolution right now. And, we got, and except for in New York, I guess, as we could all see last night. But you know what? I'll say this, I take a silver lining from everything, even though I really wanted Curtis Lewa to win. And I knew that he was a long shot and he should have won. Yeah, the only good silver lining I'll take from this is that Mamdani is going to screw that city up so much worse than it even already is, that I think the most hardcore libs are going to finally get their eyes opened. And that's the only thing I can take from it. So, I always try to think as positively as I can. So that's what I pray for.
So, Johnny, I know you're new to the beer industry. Are you also new to the political industry? Have you been involved in politics before?
I helped a friend of mine raise money to run for his congressional seat in North Carolina in the 2022 midterms. And his whole team kept telling me I should run just because I was so passionate about it. And I didn't really take him seriously. And when I decided to run for office and move to Florida, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to jump in and do it. And in 2024, I ran in a different district, which is District 26, against a guy named Mario Diaz-Balart. I lost that race. I jumped in with only 4 months left in the election. And he's a very tough guy to take out. He's a 22-year incumbent. So, I knew the odds were, stacked against me. But I did grab a lot of name ID in that time in this area, because that's North Naples all the way over to Hialeah and Doral and Miami. And now, here I am, getting ready to run this race. So, this is the thing I'm most passionate about in my life. And I try to bring it into all facets of my life. I run my family with the MAGA standards, with godly standards, and even my business side. I mean, hey, look, I know it's alcohol, but hey, when Bud Light puts a tranny on their can, I wanted to give the American people the complete antithesis and something to believe in again. And men want to be men, so that's it. We don't want to drink a Bud Light with a tranny on the can. We want to feel like men again, and that's what I'm sick of. It's like, no, we're gonna make America great again by letting men be men again. And that's the honest to God truth.
Is the Fratto for Congress office open yet? Do you have a website? Do you have a social media presence that people can see?
Yeah, so my website is frattoforcongress.com. You can go there now, see my issues, see a nice little video with my family, get to know me and what I'm all about. And I am on X and Instagram at Johnny Fratto FL right now. And I'm on Facebook under Fratto for Florida, although I think I'm changing my handle there in the next couple of weeks to Fratto for Congress. So anyway, that's it. Yeah.
For the folks following at home, that's Fratto, Fratto, Johnny Fratto for Congress, as he launches his campaign. I got to tell you, trying to unseat an incumbent is that's a tall steep hill to climb. So congratulations for you even trying on that. But this is an totally open seat. How many folks have thrown their hats into the ring at this point?
At this point, there's 10 of us. So,
yeah,
I got 9 other people at this point I'm running against. So it's going to be some stiff competition, and there's some guys with a lot of money in already. Like I said, they're going to be tough to take out, but, I'm going to knock on every door, and, I'm going to talk to every person I possibly can. So I'm going to come at it as hard as I can. And hopefully, on August 18th, they declare me the winner.
So Johnny, when is the big? Do you have let's say the government opens up on a date certain, day after tomorrow. Do you have a number of days after the government opens that you think you can have your rollout? Because it sounds like everything's ready to go. You just have to get that one last domino for everything to fall over.
I think that here's what I'll say. I don't know an exact drop dead date for that stuff, because it all depends on the distributors and when they order it, get us into the queue on shelves. But I would say from when we get our license to that, we're looking at, anywhere on the low end of 30 days all the way up to maybe 60 to 90 days. So, it might be a little bit of time.
Okay, well, I can just tell you there's a couple of places around here that deal in craft beers. One's called the Pour House, Pour, the Pour House, and the other one's the Turn 2 Brewery down in Sebring. And I think they both will be very, very interested in having some on tap, some MAGA beer for the folks who want to keep America first and want to make beer great again. So, and if folks want to go up to the MAGA website, what is the website for MAGA beer?
It's www.magabeer.us. And you can also follow magabeer.us on Instagram and X and see what we're doing. And it's going to be fantastic. So, like I said, and speaking of Sebring, we were just out in Lake Placid on Saturday, I think I gave away 800 beers that day. I mean, it was a wild event, and everybody just went crazy for it. It was an event for it was a demo day for the Alamo gun range, and it was a lot of fun. Me, my wife, my wife is the president of the Southwest Florida Young Republicans, and she brought her whole crew out there, and we shot guns all day, and we drank beer. It was fantastic.
Nothing more American than shooting guns and drinking beer. And yeah,
That's right.
as a matter of fact, that's our good friends Scott and Janice. They said you got to talk to this guy, Barry. You just got to talk to this guy. So I'll tell you what, Johnny, we really appreciate this whole MAGA beer. We're sitting on the edge of our seats waiting for the rollout there. And as I told you before, after the first of the year, when all eyes turn to politics, I want to have you back on to talk about your platform running for office and where your campaign is at that time, and maybe see if we can get some campaign donations. Okay.
I love that. That's what I need. That's what we're going to need to win. So I really appreciate you, Barry, and this has been great.
Johnny, he's a busy guy. I really appreciate your time. You've been listening to the Barry Foster Show, coming to you from the Ridge Floor Studios in the city of charm, beautiful downtown Avon Park. Any thoughts, ideas, or suggestions, just please put them in the comments below. You want to be a sponsor or you want a rate card, you send us an email at thebarryfostershow@gmail.com. As we continue to look for truth, justice, and the American way, this is Barry Foster, and we'll see you next time.